In the summer of 1997, I traveled to Greece for my own odyssey around the island. I rented a car and I went up into the Peloponnese and circled around the mainland, going into Greek villages, Tripoli, Pylos, Kalamata, Argos, Patra, Aegio. Later, these names of villages became titles of my Greek chapel box paintings. There are chapel boxes everywhere, along the roads, near the coastline, and even in the center of parking lots. I learned that chapel boxes were there to invoke a saint as a patron of a particular town. These were by no means small boxes. They could be up to 8 feet tall. There were no standard design for the shrines, instead they were made of found objects and came straight from the heart. I felt an attraction to these works. They reminded me of what I felt toward the religious icons in the cemetery I had seen as a child when we were living in Texas near the Rio Grande. Working with these images, I first aimed at developing warm and cool colors on the canvas. The succeeding chapel boxes ended up being something like self-portraits, and they reflected segments of my autobiography. It made no difference to me whether an image that came to my mind was actually present in a particular small shrine in Greece. I felt free to use whatever images had been suggested to me in my mind by what I saw, and this freed me from having to illustrate a storyline. The images could interrupt each other, much like thoughts that might suggest themselves as one took an afternoon walk down the street. Various stimuli might trigger some unrelated thoughts, ones that seem true only to the person who has them. I call this lateral thinking.